You're welcome. You're listening MM Story Collision Illness News. The headlines are: ANSAM calls emergency meeting on June 3. Konsakal villagers attack, one hurt, many condemned. India's first Ningol van launched at Tabungkok. Committee appeals to attend Native People's Convention. CSOs warn of SIR boycott over BLO number irregularities. General Subramani takes chairs as new CDS. Now the news in detail.
KIM calls off shutdown after government assurance. KKNP Manipur KIM has announced the temporary suspension of the total shutdown across Kokejo inhabited districts, citing positive assurances received from the government during consecutive rounds of consultations held on Friday and Saturday. A release issued by KIM said KIM and joint Kokejo civil society organizations said that the suspension was being undertaken as a gesture of goodwill. It stated that the decision was aimed at facilitating administrative processes and provide the government an opportunity to act decisively on the grievances and security concerns of the Kokejo people. However, the organization made it clear that the move should not be interpreted as a retreat from its demands or a weakening of its position. The lifting of the shutdown should not, under any circumstances, be misconstrued as a compromise of our rights or dilution of our demands, the statement asserted, describing the decision as a responsible step taken in anticipation of meaningful government action. KIM said the Kokejo community had displayed immense restraint, patience, and cooperation despite prolonged suffering and what it termed persistent injustice, and expressed hope that the government will reciprocate the gesture through concrete measures, accountability, and sincerity. It further cautioned that the government alone would bear responsibility for any consequences arising from inaction or failure to deliver justice and protect the rights and interests of the people. The organization also thanked the Kokejo public for maintaining unity, discipline, and solidarity throughout the shutdown and public movement, while reiterating that the collective struggle will continue until justice, security, and constitutional safeguards are ensured. Cabinet approves 2-year as realization. The State Cabinet meeting held on Friday at the Chief Minister's Secretariat under the chairmanship of Chief Minister Yumnan Khamchan approved a 2-year as realization for average candidates and recruitment to various state government departments, citing disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and the ongoing unrest in the state. The cabinet noted that the state had witnessed severe disruption in government planning and recruitment processes due to the COVID pandemic that began in Manipur with the detection of the first case on March 24, 2020, followed by the ongoing conflict since May 2023. Considering the unprecedented hardships faced by the people, the cabinet approved a 2-year realization in the upper age limit for candidates applying for government jobs. The decision will remain in force until modified by a future cabinet decision.
Supreme Court calls for expediting trial process. Ethnic violence in Manipur brought on May 3, 2025 after a tribal solidarity march was organized in the hill districts. The violence claimed over 260 lives and left thousands of people displaced. On Wednesday, a bench of Chief Justice of India Surya Kant and Justice Joy Malia Bagchi noted that According to a SIT report, charges had been filed in 207 cases against more than 400 accused. The bench was hearing a plea of CBI against the grant of bail by the Guwahati High Court to two accused, Arun Kundongbom and Namarapam Kiran Maite, who allegedly gang raped the victims and paraded them naked. We are of the view that the ongoing trial needs to be expedited. We have asked the CBI and others to provide legal aid counsel who are well versed in Manipuri to counsel the victims. The status of the ongoing trial must be filed in the next hearing, it said. At the outset, the bench said that the matter was to be heard regarding the issue of providing legal aid to victims' families and that it would not interfere with other issues. Referring to a CBI report, the bench said that 20 charges had been filed and trial had commenced in 16 cases, while according to the SIT status report, charges had been filed in 207 cases against over 400 accused. The bench also noted that, according to a report filed by former IPS officer Dattatreya Patsalgikar, the law and order situation in the state was precarious on April 7 and 18 this year, with some incidents of violence, and the state police were stressed. The bench also said that the victims' faith in the system was of key importance and that confidence-building measures with them were needed. On September 8, 2025, the Guwahati High Court granted bail to the two accused on the grounds that they had been in custody for 2 years while charges were yet to be framed, and termed it to be unjustified prolonged incarceration. While the accusations here are grave and shocking, this court cannot overlook that indefinite detention without trial amounts to pre-trial punishment, which is impermissible in law, the Guwahati High Court had said in its order. The CBI sought the cancellation of bail due to grave allegations of sexual violence. During the proceedings on Wednesday, Advocate Nizam Pasha, appearing for some of the victims, said that the same court, which on May 9, 2025 noted the heinous nature of offense, granted bail on September 8 on the grounds of delay. As it is a matter of liberty, an egregious ground is required to cancel the bail. Our main concern is bringing home the truth, and for that, whatever rehabilitation measure is necessary, we will examine, the Apex Court bench said. Consakal villagers attack. One hurt, many condemned. A resident of Consakal village in Kampaupe district suffered bullet injury on Sunday after suspected Kuki militants often fired on villagers who went to repair a damaged water supply line. The incident has drawn strong condemnation from several civil society organizations. According to residents of Consakal village, unknown persons had earlier cut a water supply pipe serving the village in a nearby forest area. Following the disruption, 3 villagers, Kachak Lungbo Chawang, Manol Lungbo Abonmay, and Phau Ngan Lakbo Malangmay, set out around 10:30 a.m. to inspect and repair the pipeline. Villagers alleged that armed militants who had been lying in ambush in the area opened fire on the trio before they could reach the damaged section of the pipeline. During the attack, Kachak Lungbo was hit on his hand. The 2 other villagers fled towards safety after the firing and remained untraceable for some time. Kachak Lungbo also escaped from the area despite his injury and was later located by villagers who brought him back and administered first aid. Following reports of the incident, state and central security forces rushed to the area and launched search operations. Security personnel provided initial medical assistance to the injured villager before shifting him to Regional Institute of Medical Science, RIMS, Imphal, for further treatment. Search teams later located the two missing villagers unharmed and handed them over to the Consakal Village Authority. Speaking from his hospital bed, Kachang Lukbo recounted that they went to inspect the pipeline after water stopped flowing to the village. They noticed armed men lying in wet before reaching the site and took cover. However, as they attempted to return home, the armed men opened fire, injuring him, he said. He further claimed that he saw around 5 or 6 armed men carrying sophisticated automatic weapons, although he believed more militants could be present in the area. Villagers and security personnel later came to his rescue after receiving initial treatment at Laimakong Military Hospital. He was referred to RIMS for further care. The incident came a day after an exchange of fire between unidentified armed groups at Karambaife village in Kampope district, resulting in some houses being burnt and damaged. India's first Ningol van launched at Tabungkok. The Association of MSAP Manipur Students Association Pune Alumni Manipur launched what it described as India's first Ningol van at Tabungkok in Imphal West District on Sunday as part of a year-long statewide tree plantation campaign under the theme Now for Change. Committee appealed to attend Native People's Convention. Native People's Committee Manipur has appealed to the public to participate in the Native People's Convention on June 2, 11 a.m. at Makhan village to deliberate on issues affecting the indigenous peoples of the state. Addressing media persons at Manipur Press Club here on Sunday, committee convener Asang Kashar said preparations for the convention is complete and urged patriots, political leaders, social activists, and student leaders to attend the gathering. Asang said the convention would discuss issues including excesses by security forces against civilians, unlawful activities carried out under the suspension of operations, Sioux agreement, and attempts to conduct a census without implementation of the National Register of Citizen NRC. He said other concerns faced by indigenous communities would also be deliberated upon. The convener appealed to the public to participate in the convention without waiting for formal invitations. Speaking in, co-convener P.H. Devan said the committee was formed in response to growing insecurity among indigenous people amid the ongoing crisis in Manipur. He stressed the need to bring indigenous communities together to seek opinions and guidance from experts and intellectuals. Devan said unity among the people was essential for collective welfare and expressed concern over the continuing loss of lives and hardships faced by the current generation. CSOs warn of SIR boycott over BLO number irregularities. Citing discrepancies in the ongoing enumeration process for special intensive revision SIR of electoral roll in the state, 14 CSOs on Sunday urged authorities concerned to immediately rectify the irregularities in the ongoing SIR process, warning that the exercise could face a boycott if the issues are not addressed in time. Addressing reporters at IPSA office, Kaishampat, 14 years old spokesperson Santa Nahakpam claimed that several enumeration forms being distributed under the SIR exercise contain mobile numbers belonging to individuals other than the designated booth-level official. The matter requires urgent attention from the deceased before it develops into a major controversy. General Subramani takes charge as new CDS. General N.S. Raja Subramani, widely known as an expert on Pakistan and China, on Sunday took charge as India's new Chief of Defense Staff with a primary mandate to implement the ambitious military terrorization plan and bolster tri-services synergy. He succeeded General Anil Chauhan, who signed off after completing his tenure as the country's senior-most military commander on Saturday. Thank you for being with us. This is MN Story Collision English News.